Town Square Media Station.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Set, red 83!
Welcome to The Locker Room.
Vince Papali, welcome to The Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to The Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to The Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in The Locker Room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Producer Danny Ryan today pushing the buttons. Good morning, Mike Carlin.
Good morning.
What's happening, man?
How was your night last night?
It was good. I hung out with a few my neighbors downstairs, and
Beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
beautiful.
good. I spent the most of the day after yesterday's show with my 102-year-old mom, who's never happy. She's 102, and it's just
got to enjoy every day.
Yeah, took her to lunch, and then we went to the boardwalk, and it was spent. I had her out for about 3 or 4 hours.
Nice.
And, then,
and she was fine.
Yeah. And then last night I just hung out with my neighbors, and just chilled, man. I missed the 8th. Like, I was in the car, I went to the store.
Just a lot of you like.
Yeah,
hits.
but it's cool. Listen to Scott Fransky. Like, I don't mind. I mean, obviously you want to watch the game and stuff, and you don't want to miss anything. But there's something to be said for listening to it on the radio.
You're a radio guy.
I love it. Yeah. I love listening to the. I mean, I
wonder why.
but Danny, when I go to work, when I'm in the parking lot, I bring my radio. I listen to the Phillies games at night. I have it on while I'm parking cars. Nice. If I go to the beach, I got a regular radio.
You're used to it at this point.
Yeah.
So you prefer it at that rate. Yeah.
And you know what's really cool? When you walk on the beach, people are like, "What's the score?" They can hear you.
They grab you.
They grab you. They know you're listening to the game, and they're all interested. I have a lot of people coming. I mean, that's not why I listen to the radio.
Right.
But it's funny. You notice how many people come up and they hear you. They hear the game, and they're interested. Hey, what's the score?
That's the outcome.
I went to the Eagles game Thursday night, the preseason game.
That was the last second thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, Keith Hartzell gave me tickets, and I decided at the last minute to go up. And it was cool. It's like an event. Just go, you walk up, the lights, the stadium's on, everybody's walking in. I got to tell you, it was a late arriving crowd. I was shocked because we were running late ourselves, but by the time we got up there, you thought everybody be in the stadium, and it was a late arriving crowd. And but we got in there, and it was cool. They had a lot of the alumni.
I heard
at the game. Q was it was walking out there, and I texted him, and he sent me a video and a picture from his angle walking out on the field. That was pretty cool. The Philadelphia Eagles, one step closer, a couple days closer now to the last preseason game, which is next Thursday.
Indy.
Indy. They're saying that these joint practices are where they get most of their work done.
True.
There's nothing like game competition, though. Real life game.
But it sounds like
you can't play your starters because you don't want anybody getting hurt.
Right. But we're going to have Paul in the next hour at 11:30.
Paul Guenther will be joining us, former defensive coordinator.
Yep. He was down in Baltimore this week doing the same thing.
Okay.
And he goes, Mike, these day-to-day practices when they're with the other teams, they're like games.
Yeah.
You're just not on TV. Mm-hmm. He goes, but it's starters against starters, and they're going at.
But they don't tackle, though. I mean, they're not hitting each other, but they're physical.
Why do you think the fights break out in these joint practices too? It's that intense.
They're not tackling.
They're not. They're not in full pads, are they?
Yeah, they are.
I thought they just helmets and shoulder pads.
In the training camp with just the team, they're not tackling because they don't want to get their own guys hurt. But those joint practices, they're not going to be tackling as hard as possible.
Yeah. They're not wiping guys out. But they're going at.
They're not doing Sidney Brown when he's playing with his hair on fire. I mean, that guy's really impressed me in the preseason games.
In my notes, when we start talking about the Eagles,
because we're going to get into the
Eagles. He's the one
guy
that automatically was standing out to me. I mean, he hits the
Nolan
hurt.
Smith caught my attention too with
Yeah.
some of the plays that he made.
Kobe Dean looked
and
pretty
the
good
Kobe
as well.
Dean. Well, with the exception of that penalty,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of was that a blatant penalty? You think that they're
It was close.
They're gonna scrutinize those type of hits more than they would.
The biggest thing that I saw with Dean that I heard when I was down at Vanderbilt and I met Paul Feinbaum.
Right.
And I said, I'm a Big Ten guy.
Right.
This is my first SEC game.
Which we know you're not now.
What am I going to see the difference? And he goes, watch the linebackers go sideline to sideline. He goes, watch the speed. That's all we talked about was speed. Did you see the speed on Dean?
Yeah.
I mean, he was running
forced
down
the fumble.
quarterbacks.
He forced the fumble.
He's going to be something.
So we'll get into our Eagles conversation in hour two. First, the beginning of the show, I want to lead off with the Philadelphia Phillies because the night before they lose a game 8-7 and they just didn't look like they had it.
That was so bad.
But Lorenzen, let me ask you guys this question. Mike Lorenzen, prior to Friday night's game,
no hitter.
He threw a no hitter 9 days prior. He hadn't pitched 9 days. You think that time off? Like pitchers go every five days.
A lot.
Do you think that affected him?
I think so. I think it definitely probably hurt him a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was the right move by Topper. I mean, if he goes out there and blows it up like he did against the Nationals, so what? At least you're not going to overuse your guy when it's coming up towards
Carlin, can you explain to me, and we're going to ask Tommy Greene this, how can you throw a no-hitter against the Nationals, and then you come back 9 days later against the same team and you can't get anybody out?
Just didn't have it.
Isn't that amazing?
You got to think about it, too. In those 9 days, they're not going to take kindly to him throwing a no-hitter against them. They're going to be scouting him the entire time.
And they're watching.
One day you're the champ, next day you're the chump.
Yeah.
Right?
And like you said, those 9 days, they probably left him a little bit rusty, but at the end of the day, the man threw 124 pitches. He needed that rest.
But my point is the routine. We talked about this. We talked about it a lot. Mm-hmm. That athletes are creatures of habit, right? They do the same thing over and over again.
Talk to NFL guys with the guys that play at 1 o'clock.
Right.
They're from the time they wake up, they know exactly what they're going 1 o'clock.
They have a routine.
When you play at 4 o'clock, screws everything up.
How about if you're playing a Sunday or Monday night game?
Monday night, Thursday night, everything.
Yeah, Thursday night too. I mean, that
Thursday night games. Philadelphia Phillies had a power surge last night.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's so much, just so fun to hear Fransky's voice. Can we play Trey? We got Trey Turner. This was the second. By the way, Trey Turner hits 2 home runs in the same inning. Last time that happened was 1985. Von Hayes, and I've had Von Hayes on the show.
11 unanswered runs, Billy. You can't beat it.
Let's do it.
Great.
Another positive thing too is Schwarber. I mean, he's only hitting 183, but he gets a hit to tie the. I believe it tied the game up. A single. He didn't try to do too much. He didn't try to pull it. He didn't try to kill it. He did his job. He got a base hit. He's leading the league, leading the team in RBIs now.
I'm telling you, regardless of the average, this man is a very productive hitter. He started off the year horrible, and he's just not going to be able to revive that average to 200. But he's got 30+ home runs for a reason. He's the only Philly
to do it.
What is he
at 32 now, right? 33?
32 or 33. But, I mean, there's a reason he's the only Philly to do that since Ryan Howard did it in the 2010-2011 days. So, I mean, you gotta ride with it. You got to ride with it.
Does it sound like we're listening to Josh?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's how Josh is with him. We're winning with him. No matter what he's playing.
Right, that's the argument.
We're winning. You know, the last 18 games, we've lost 7 games.
We'll get to talk about it with Tommy Greene because every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk, Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser to help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. We'll also get to pick Tommy's brain because last week Scott Air came out of the bullpen to fill in for Tommy, who was Phillies had their alumni, their Wall of Fame ceremony.
Did you see the picture of Tommy with Michael Lorenzen, by the way?
Did you see that?
That was
pretty cool, right?
I like that.
And I believe Tommy's going to be in Sea Isle at one of the establishments watching the Phillies game with the people
today,
with the peeps. It might have been today. We'll have to ask him.
All right.
I know it's either.
Yes,
I think it's going to be on the 25th. I think I'll have to look it up.
Okay, so
we'll
Friday, gotcha.
But we'll talk to Tommy because Tommy threw a no-hitter against the Montreal Expos in May of, I think, 92.
Harry Callis on the call. You can't forget it.
Right. We played it for him, Mike.
That was nice.
When he came on, when that was 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he always likes. That was the second time I played it for him, and he goes, "It never gets old, Billy."
Never gets old. He's not going to play it himself,
right? But
so it takes us to play for him.
He should be able to answer the question that we started with. What do you think the 9 days
did for him?
Yeah,
because the players are creatures of habit. They have a routine. Now, are you guys see? Just a few short weeks ago, I was really hard on Schwarber for batting 183, but I mean, like you guys just said, he's winning. They're winning with him at the ones, leading off. He's got what 30? Is it 33 home runs? If you guys can check that out.
Yeah, I'm fact checking.
33 home runs. I mean, he's productive, but I still have it's a tough pill to swallow. A leadoff batter, 183.
It is because if he does get on the base like a walk, he's not stealing.
No,
there's no threat. Like what we heard John Kruk said, and I said a couple times, he would love to go to the plate with Lenny on first base or second base because he knew the pitcher was worried about him too, not just me. Because now the pitcher can just concentrate on the batter when Kyle's on first or second base. Doesn't matter. But we're winning. and we're hitting.
And how about Nick Castellanos with his power surge? He's got 21 home runs now.
It's no longer Nicky Singles. It's Nicky Longball now. I mean, he's coming into stride right at the right time. And if you can get that from him down the playoff stretch as we get closer, that's huge because and it looks like Harper, since the Blue Jays series, is starting to turn around too after his 2 home run night.
So our 2, 3, and 4 hitter and 5 hitter, 3 through 5 or through 6, Bohm, Harper, Castellanos, and Stott. They're batting 283, 294, 277, and 296. I mean that's power in the middle of
scoring runs.
And they're scoring runs.
Even though we lost on Friday, we scored 7 runs.
It's a lot of fun when we're winning, isn't it, Carlin?
So it's gonna come down to pitching.
Yep. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by. We're just getting started. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Captain Chucky's is now in Sea Isle. Try their famous crab cakes, steamed shrimp, selection of soups and appetizers, Marciano's stuffed breads, pierogies from the Pierogi Kitchen, Stock's pound cake, and more. Just take, bake, and enjoy. Call 609-905-CRAB. That's 609-905-CRAB, or visit CaptainChucky'sSeaIsle.com. Stop in and say hi to the owners, John and Katie McCann, at 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle to see all they have to offer. Online ordering and local delivery is now available. That's Captain Chucky's in Sea Isle City. Crab with an attitude. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today, Major League Baseball's Little League Classic returns.
Beauty of this event, every person in the stands is a kid. That's what Williamsport is all about.
This is everything it's wrapped up to be.
The Phillies and Nationals at the Little League Classic from historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
It brings out your inner 12-year-old. I mean, we've all got it.
Coverage begins today at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
This is the
City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza.
Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa"?
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwab on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live right here at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwab, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan. Talk a little Phillies baseball. Now, big game tonight. We got Wheeler on the hill. He's 9-5 with a 3.63 ERA, going against the Washington pitcher that's
Williams is 5-7.
Trevor Williams.
Trevor Williams.
And look, no, the last time we saw him, we did a job on that.
Right, so let's hopefully the bats can stay alive. And but what's more daunting, I think, is look, the Philadelphia Phillies are 11 games over 500 at 67-56 in first place in the wild card standings.
We're 3.5 games up.
But they got the Giants coming into town the next 3 games.
And you want to hear
and that's going to be a very big series.
Yeah, but we're at home. Remember, this is what we wanted in August.
Right.
We said get to August. Now we're in August, and we were hoping to come out of August to be in the hunt. Not only are we in the hunt, we're in first.
We're leading the wild card race.
And the other teams, the other 5 teams are all within a half a game out of the wild card. So it's close. But realistically,
well, 3 games. I mean, even though we're in the driver's seat, 3. I mean, this series coming up against the
1 week, you'd be
need to win today. Yeah. Need to win today
against the Nationals,
and then you got to take that series. You got to take 2 out of 3 out of San Francisco,
especially because Gabe Kapler's coming back to town. You got to beat Gabe Kapler.
I don't know about you guys. I was not a Gabe Kapler guy.
Yeah, he was.
Were you, Danny?
I don't know. I wanted it to work. I wanted to like him, but the results weren't there. And
Mike, he just never said the right things. He said things
that
like
him enough time, to be honest with you. I mean, look what he did when he went to San
but I don't
Fran.
think the people of Philadelphia were ready for a progressive, a unique. He walked into his beat of his own drummer.
He's talking like a robot.
Yeah, he said things that
sometimes. Yeah, you talk and you act like a robot sometimes.
Yeah,
but it infuriated people. A lot of people didn't like him in Philadelphia.
Listen, I don't think he did anything wrong aside from not winning enough. But at the same time, I kind of agree with Mike. I don't think he had enough time to really settle in because his first year in San Fran, I think he had 101 wins.
He went crazy out there.
I know.
But when you look at this team,
he's a perfect fit for San Francisco.
Billy, when you look at this team, when you're going into the playoffs,
right?
We got the Braves and we got the Dodgers. That's who you're going to have to get by. There's 3 teams.
Which are 2 of the best teams in the baseball.
Yep.
On our side.
And they have the 2 top MVP candidates in all of the National League, and Acuna and
Most
Freddie
likely
Freeman.
you'll have to get past one of them. Mostly the Braves. The way it looks like it could make up. We'd played it. So you hope the Dodgers get knocked out by someone else. But when you flip over to the Yellow League, there's like 6 teams that could be in the World Series.
Right.
I mean, you got Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Texas, Houston, Toronto, Seattle. The last team, Seattle, out of those top 6,
right?
Seattle's got more wins than the Phillies. Right. That's how stocked.
They just won 21 of their last 28 games.
I mean, they are on fire out there.
They're 68 and 55.
And to your point as well, I mentioned off air before the show, Julio Rodriguez just set an MLB record with 17 hits in 4 games.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm all juiced up because I stopped by Blitz's on the way in today, man. I'm feeling pretty good. My 12 ounces of liquid sunshine down there.
What was your sandwich?
He got me the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Is that what it's always bacon?
Yeah.
Never sausage.
I'm telling you, they got
scrapple.
They got the best breakfast sandwiches down there. Dave and Joe Newman do a great job at Blitz's. But if you go down there, they got a juice machine, right? They put it in a Blitz's little 12-ounce bottle. 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. You go in and say the locker room sent you, you get $1 off. So it's $4.99. You get it for $3.99. All you gotta do is mention the locker room.
It's a steal.
But I love it, man. Orange juice brightens your day, get you started. And the Phillies, they got to drink plenty of their orange juice because we need it. This is a very important game. They're going to be playing in front of 2,000 people today.
Yeah, that's going.
Is that going to be a little? Yeah. What do you think that's like, Carlin, for a professional athlete? Because they got to be, they live off the juice of the fans, right?
Right, but I think they're juiced when they walk in. Especially some of those guys have been in the stadium before. When you're walking in for the first time,
right?
You got to get it.
Is it like Field of Dreams? Like, do you think they get that feeling when they walk into Williamsport?
Yeah, 100%, Billy. Because Trey Turner spoke on it yesterday when asked what it's going to be like to play in Williamsport, and he said, "I never got to play there as a kid. I was in the Little League World Series."
He sees it on TV, but now he's there. But it's the same way, like all this talk about Messi with soccer. Okay, Messi was used to playing in front of the smallest audience was 88,000 people.
Right.
You know what Miami holds?
What?
26. You know what our Union holds that they just played in?
That's
like 24.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean,
so he's used to playing in front of
100,000 people,
right,
and then
he's going nuts.
It's like playing in Little League or something.
I saw one of his goals. Are you a soccer guy, Carlin?
I am. I grew up playing soccer as a goalie, but I can tell you,
isn't that net? I mean, how do you miss the net? Like, how does a goalie? It seems to me that the goalie has no shot at saving the balls unless it's kicked right near him.
It's
like
hard.
if you kick the ball in either corner, like how
can't get to it.
The 5-hole for hockey is between the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can see me in the StreamYard, over one shoulder, over the other shoulder, over under the foot, and the 5-hole in the middle.
Yeah.
To me, I never played soccer, but it's got to be.
As a goalie, I was a goalie.
Right, it's hard.
It's all angles. You have to. It's all angles.
It seems like goalies have no shot.
And the bigger. When was the last time you saw a small goalie? They're all usually 6'3", 6'4". Their arms are out.
Yeah, but still, it looks like they have no shot.
You almost don't.
So, like, what? So, is it that hard to? I mean, why is it so hard to score in soccer when the goal is so big?
Because you don't get too many shots on goal that's close. What they call in the box.
Right.
Most shots are because the defense is so good.
Because I saw Messi score one from way outside.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know how the goalie missed it.
That was unbelievable because he was blinded by maybe a defender, so he didn't see it till the last second. You know how fast that ball's going when he kicks it.
And the crazy
thing
is,
you don't see it for a split second. It's a goal.
I'm just not a soccer guy.
I never was either. And then I got into FIFA, and then I really started to like the sport. I got into the video game, really funny enough. And then I started to watch more soccer, and it's boring from time to time. But if you really like evaluate what's going on in between the scoring, I mean, it's kind of fun to watch.
Carlin, what do people want to see? They want to see scoring.
It's like
they want to see home runs in baseball. You want to see long passes in football, touchdowns.
I used to hate 1 o'clock. I used to hate 1-0 games, 2-0 games, 3. I want to see, even if they scored on me, as long as we won, I wanted to see a good game going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the penalty shot, it doesn't seem to me like goalie has any shot at blocking.
It's all luck. It's 50-50 chance.
Yeah, it's a guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing where I'm jumping before you even hit the ball.
Right,
hoping that
exactly.
I'm going
Hoping you're going the right way.
And the crazy thing is, he said, it's coming in at the speed of light, especially on that goal from Messi outside the box. If he's any closer, though,
when you hear the announcer say it's a bullet, it's a bullet.
Yeah, and if he's any closer, I mean, he was outside of the box there. If he was any closer, that's going to come in 10 times faster.
I saw kids walking around that pink shorts and pink shirts, like with the Messi uniform or the Miami uniform.
You know how people aren't talking about, like, I don't know and someone last week just asked me, and I couldn't answer the question. Is this good for our soccer or is this bad with him? Because
why do you say that?
Because he's dominating our league.
Right.
He's making our pros not look like
He's
pros.
like the Wayne Gretzky of soccer.
Yeah. It would almost like I told a friend, I said it'd be like LeBron James is getting near the end of his career, but he still has 3-4 years.
Right.
Okay. But imagine if he went
to the WNBA.
No matter if he went to China and played.
Right.
If he left the country and went to China, he would dominate over there. That's what's happening over here. Well, what's that say about your pro teams that are in here already?
Yeah, they're not that. I mean, maybe they're not that good.
That's my point.
Right.
Heads up, fellas. Breaking news out of Philadelphia Eagles camp. Veteran linebacker Miles Jack has informed the Philadelphia Eagles that he plans to retire after 7 NFL seasons. He wasn't having a good preseason. He realized that, and he's hanging him up.
Zach Cunningham got more snaps. How about that? That's been a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to make the roster, but I didn't expect him to retire. Hey.
See, I thought he would keep it.
Because Zach Cunningham the other night got most of the snaps at linebacker.
Yeah. He definitely pulled away. Yep.
So maybe they knew something, or at least maybe tipped off to it.
They tipped him off.
By the way, media plays today, right? The Little League team.
Yep.
They were in their elimination game and they won yesterday. So now who do they play today?
I think 11 o'clock today. Oh boy, who are they playing today? They just played. They beat Maine.
Did you play Little League baseball, Carlin?
I didn't. No, never played
Danny,
baseball.
did you play Little League baseball?
Of course I did.
Yeah,
Come
I played
on.
Little.
No. I was soccer and basketball. That's it.
Is that right?
I mean, he is the basketball guru. So
yeah.
Never played base.
So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to watch that game tonight in Williamsport. They're going to be in front of 2,300 people. Yeah, so it's a smaller crowd. It's like if you build it, they'll come. Right? It's like a Field of Dreams moment.
It's a crazy question, but I take it that they moved the fences out.
Well, they're not playing in the stands they're not playing in the Little League field. There's a stadium up there for Major League players.
Yeah, I was confused about that as well.
I didn't know
I'm pretty
that.
sure they have a separate stadium.
Yeah, it's a separate.
So it's a regular stadium. They're just playing in Williamson.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. That's different.
All right. Well, we'll get to ask Tommy Greene on the other side. A lot of questions about the Philadelphia Phillies pitching and his thoughts on the Philadelphia Phillies moving forward. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. I'm going to tell you about my new client advertiser here, Stanton Insurance Group. That's SIG Protection. Don't get burned this summer. Choose Stanton Insurance Group for better coverage than your sunscreen. Protecting families, homes, automobiles, businesses in New Jersey and Pennsylvania for over 25 years. Stanton helps you select the right insurance company for the best combination of protection and service at a competitive rate. Get insurance coverage you need today. Visit sigprotection.com for a quote. That's sigprotection.com. And tell Dave Stanton we sent you. All right, when we return, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles close out the 2023 preseason Thursday night, hosting the Indianapolis Colts at the Link. Eagles Radio Network coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the action savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's the train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free training system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Again and again, and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan with us today, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. And last week, my first guest, we talked to him every Sunday throughout the baseball season, he had duties with the Phillies last week, the alumni weekend. You see all his old buddies. And
the stories going on with that.
Yeah, can you imagine that? What we're going to ask you. So let's go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for the Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser and help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. Let's go to the Toms River Auto Group Sports Hotline and welcome in our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T. Greene.
Good morning, guys. Good to be back with you.
And we got a Phillies team that's in the driver's seat, in first place in the wild card standings. But before we get into that, Tommy, that had to be a lot of fun last week when you went back to the Citizens Bank Park and see all your former teammates and have the alumni weekend.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't have asked for a better weekend than we have to get a chance to. We're fortunate that 93 team is, we do a lot of things together throughout the year. It seems like with fantasy camp and a few of the guys live around the area. So I see a bunch of my teammates, my ex-teammates periodically. So, but to get pretty much everybody with exceptions, all together in one place, it makes you feel a little bit younger and you reminisce about some old times and just checking in on the health of guys and hoping everybody's doing well. So we had a great weekend, and also being the 83 team being being recognized too, as far as their 40-year anniversary. Is a good chance to see some of the guys I grew up watching play. So you got the chance to meet and get to know some of those guys too. So which is awesome.
Yeah, we saw you on the field. We saw you with Mike Lorenzen, and I know last week, we had Scott Air fill in for you. Ironically, he came out of the bullpen last week to fill in for you. But Scott did a great job, but we didn't get a chance to ask you because Tommy, you threw a no-hitter against the Montreal Expos back in the day. What's the thought process when you're getting like towards the 8th and 9th inning when you're close, everybody in the dugout knows what's going on. What's your mindset?
Well, I mean, it's not. I know for me, I can only vouch for me, but I know mine was in the game I pitched it was about keeping going the way I was going because it was a 1-0 game. I was going into the 8th inning, 9th inning. We scored one more run in the 9th to make it 2-0, but it was a 1-0 game going into the 8th still. And I wasn't going to change areas. It's all about winning the ball game. We weren't necessarily lighting the world on fire at the beginning of 1991 back in the day. So we needed every win and start playing good ball. And it was all about winning the ball game for me. And the reason I say that, because I'd been in the minor leagues with the Braves with Leo Mazzoni as my pitching coach. I had a no-hitter in A-ball, AA, AAA with 2 outs, 2 strikes on the last guy and lost all 3 of them.
Oh man!
So I've been all the way to the end, but not in the big leagues like that, but still in pro ball. It's not over till she sings, man. So it's you just got to keep grinding away and do what you did for the most part of the game. You got to keep trying to make pitches.
Hey, Tommy, I have a question for you real quick. I'm just taking a look at your no-hitter compared to Michael Lorenzen's, and they're honestly eerily similar. You walked 7 in your no-hitter.
Yeah.
He walked 4. You threw 130 pitches. He threw 124. Did you get to talk to him about the similarities in your no-hitters when you spoke to him last weekend?
I didn't get a chance to spend that much time, but, I mean, just a little bit. And what we did talk about a little bit, what we did have in common was obviously it's against the same team or same organization.
Yep.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Being that. And the one thing you did have in common that in his and mine was the manager for the Nationals now was on the team in '91.
Oh, how about that?
Wow.
Martinez.
Yeah, he didn't play in the no-hit game. And then the other similarity was 5 days later we pitched against the same team again. Both of them.
Wow.
And I fared better than he did. I threw a 3-hit shutout against him again. Didn't walk nobody. Pitched a better ball game, if you ask me. And they're not walking stuff, and for them to have another look at me, like another 4 times, each batter 4 times look at you, and you still really don't do anything against you.
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's what I take for. I mean, that was that holds water with me more.
Every Sunday during the baseball season, we go on a mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy, do you think with Lorenzen having 9 or 8 days off, do you think that affected him in the second game against the Nationals?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, we're creatures of habit. And I know I've had, back in '93 when at the end of the season after we clinched, they gave me some time down, and I was pitching the first game in my first start in the playoff, which was game 2, I think, against Maddox. I was working on the 10th day. The 10th day,
Wow.
I was pitching on the 10th day, so I had that much rest, and I felt like I could throw it through a brick wall, but I didn't. I couldn't get it down in the zone. So I was ball 1, ball 2 a lot, and then you have to come to daddy, as they say, and you end up getting your head beat in, and that's exactly what happened. Then I pitched on my regular day's rest, game 6, and pitched a lot better ball game. We won game 6. So,
Tommy, it's Michael. Question for you with after today's game with San Francisco coming up.
Yeah.
With us playing the Nationals today, and they're throwing out Williams. Is there you just said a lot of players are a creature of habit. Would you say that's the reason why we have Wheeler pitching today instead of giving him 1 extra day and then get him ready for San Francisco series?
That's a big series.
Yeah, that's a huge series. I would love to have him part of that series, and then today pitching against the Nationals.
Well, you're thinking about that. You're trying to look ahead. We got to take care of today first.
Yes,
Okay.
That's how you get beat. That's how you get
All right,
beat.
that's what I need to hear.
That's why we have Tommy Greene
It's
on.
like they didn't have necessarily the greatest week this week. You know, they were 2-3 from Sunday to Saturday, right? A couple days off. So, and they faced, you know, what it looked like to me when they faced quality pitchers. They faced Sonny Gray with the Twins Sunday, and then, you know, then they faced, I can't remember the left-handed for Toronto, the Japanese guy, I think, Kimchi or so. I can't pronounce his name. Yeah. You know, they faced some two quality pitchers having throwing the ball real good this year, and they struggle. You know what I mean? To score runs. You know, and then you know they get the quality start from Wheeler, and don't take advantage of it. I mean, he pitched a gem of a game, and you know then we make a mistake in the bullpen that costs you. I mean, this is we got to find a way to go not 2-3 for the week, 3-2 for the week, you know, or something like that. Or 2-3 for a week, or 3-2. They got to find a way to reverse that, to keep building. They can't afford like this late in the season to start going to trending the wrong way. They need to win today, you know, to take care of that, you know, and that type of thing. Because we got to start and pitching. They actually this past week threw the ball, you know, okay, the game that we did win, you know, one of the starters won, only got the win. The starter got the win was Nola, and he gave up 4 runs, but we scored runs. So we got to find a way to do that, you know, as far as pick each other up when we give up some runs. We got the big thing with me, I'm seeing right now, we got Sir Anthony he's got to solid up here at the end and give us what we need, you know, what he's capable of doing, the consistency we need, because he's on and off right now a little bit. So we got to have that and get that and hopefully we get our lefty back, Alvarado,
yep.
Yeah, we need him back tremendously, throwing the ball like he's capable of. So they got to make sure he's healthy. And when that happens, it'd be a good push here in September if we can get him back.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene every Sunday during the baseball season. Brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy, are you worried about Aaron Nola?
No, I'm not. I mean, he's a pitcher, and that's what happens sometimes. You look back at your pitchers in life. Not everybody had a great year all the time. You go through their struggles and the thing. I actually talked with him a little bit. There's a few of us that were talking with him when we were taking pictures on that Sunday on Alumni Weekend. He was getting his work in. I think he had a side day. Him and Wheeler were throwing, and we were out in the outfield. You know, while they were preparing to do what they were doing. But he had a few minutes to talk, and it's one of those things. It gets hot in summer here. You're pitching in Citizens Bank Park. It's not necessarily the pitcher-friendly park in the world either. So you get it when it's hot and the ball starts carrying a little bit. And you give up a fly ball sometimes, it keeps going. You know, and it's just you get it in the air. It's not like it used to be back, in some of the ballparks or safer, so to speak, in the gaps and stuff like that. You had more room to play with, and a ball that would go out of Citizens Bank Park in the game now back in the day would stay in ballparks. You know what I mean? So it's that type of thing. It's geared more for the offense, and the mistakes you do make sometimes get. It seems like they're being capitalized on with Nola.
He's given up, Tommy. His
command's got to be there.
Tommy, he's given up 27 home runs this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Schilling was the same way. Believe it or not, me and Schilling were talking about it this past week. He said, man, I gave up 30-some home runs one year. But it was solo homers.
Really?
The key to it being solo homers.
Yeah. Right,
you know?
right.
But that's the key, because you attack. I mean, it's not having nobody aboard. When you attack the zone, and good things can happen, but also solo homers, you can give up 3 of them and still win the ball game, or 4.
Right.
So it all depends on if your team is scoring with you. So it's all about not walking guys and putting.
That's the key, Tommy, because his walk rate's up too. I mean, his walk rate is 6. I mean, his control is a problem. His walk rate is 6.2, up from 3.6 last year. That's a significant increase.
Yeah, it's and that's been his thing. A little bit is the command of things. But when he's on with it, I mean, he's on. And that's the thing. It's human. We're not robots. They're trying to put everything automatic in the friggin' game. Which chaps me some. I mean, they're changing the game. But that's what makes the human element. Not everything's the same all the time. You can't. you have to learn. You got to survive somehow. Find a way to survive in games. You still keep your team, even though you give up runs, still keep them in the game to give us a chance to win. Not let it be a blowout. And that's what sort of happened the other day a little bit. He's had those games where he gave up. He seems to have a big inning, like the fourth or fifth inning. He gets in trouble, and but he stays right there for the most part. You look at him; he's still got a winning record. But he still gives us a chance to win ball games. He goes deep in ball games. He's got the most innings on the staff, and he gives you a chance to do things. But does he know he can be better? Yeah, he said that the other day. It's just the command is not. That's what we're working on. That's all you can do is work on it. Making sure you're repeating your mechanics, because he does have some moving parts in his mechanics a little more than other guys, which is fine. He's a rhythm guy more. He's got a little rhythm, little something about it, which makes him effective when he's on. So, that's what makes the game so great, because everybody is so different. It's not a cookie cutter type thing. They want everybody to be the same, but we're not.
Hey, real quick, Tommy, before we let you go, who would you start in a game 2 if the Phillies were to get to the DS or CS? Are you confident in Aaron Nola, or would you go with a guy like Taijuan Walker?
Well, I tell you what, Walker's got to start throwing the ball better than he has been. So it's all about who's hot at the time. To me, he's throwing the ball good, and we need a couple guys to get hot at the right time. They need those two, at least two guys throwing the ball real well. So, obviously you got Wheeler. He's throwing the ball pretty good right now, and also you need. One of the guys to step up. Lorenzen struggled his last time up, but the previous 2 starts, they speak for themselves a little bit. He was throwing the ball pretty good. Last time he got a little, could have been out of his routine a little bit, and he just didn't have that feel. He was missing with the thing. He was missing. He didn't locate it as well, and they took advantage of his mistakes. So tip your hat to the other team. That's the big question is, how does he bounce back for that? To see his next start. And instead of piecing 2 bad starts together, he corrects the ship and then it throws a quality game and gives you a chance to win. And that's what you're looking for. But it's hard to speculate right now, because we still got a little. How many games left? 39 games or something like that to the end of the season. That's a lot of games to play. So we need them going right. This last month to 3 weeks, get on a good roll, start finding those couple guys that are already consistent and throwing the ball well. That's what you got to find at the time. And anybody can be stepping up in that manner, so, and what's been so well, we forget to look at Sanchez, his body of work, what he's done, look at his numbers over the course of the season. He's throwing, his ERA is lower than anybody. Yeah. For starting staff rise. So he's creeping up. He does things. I'd like to see him be pushed and stretched a little bit more. It seems like they pull him out after 75 pitches or so. But but he tends to give you 6 innings right at it, and he keeps you in ball games. Gives up 6 innings, a couple earned runs, and that's I take that from my guy. Yeah. So
hey, Tommy, you're going to be in Seattle. Did you already do that? Or are you going to be in Seattle coming up?
I just was there. I was at the OD.
Yeah, you were at the OD.
So, yeah.
It was a Phillies watch party. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, we watched that. I was doing some stuff for Yingling. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. I knew you were down there. I wasn't sure of the date, and log her up.
Yeah, it was last Thursday, I think.
Yeah, last Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy, well, I like what Tommy just said. Take one game at a time. You can't worry about tomorrow. You got to win the game today. Tonight, they're going to be in Williamsport. Wheeler's on the hill, and hopefully we get a big W. Tommy, as always, thank you so much, and we'll see you next Sunday.
All right, man. Thanks for having me back on, guys. Good talking with you.
Care.
There he is, Tommy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. On the Mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene is brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th Annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser and help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. The Ocean City office, a call at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Check us out Monday live at the Gallery Bar, booking games at Ocean Casino Resort. We're taking a look back at the Phillies weekend against the Nationals, ahead to the Eagles and the Colts, the final preseason matchup, the latest on the James Harden saga, and more. That's all coming up Monday live at Ocean Casino's Gallery Bar, booking games.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Somers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Somers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both The Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I should gym at work and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone at GNC now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, August 18th through the 21st, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan. And for the second hour, we're going to open up the text board. 609-403-0973 is the text board. We're going to talk Eagles football in the second hour. We'll also be joined by a former NFL defensive coordinator Paul Guenther, who's actually volunteering his time. Yeah, he's been around football for a long time. He's also volunteering as a coach at Ocean City High School. We'll talk to him about the Eagles, NFL, and some high school football as we get prepared for the Battle at the Beach Football Classic that's going to be held next week in Ocean City.
Top teams in our state.
Unbelievable.
Top teams in the country.
Yeah,
coming right here.
in the country. So hopefully we're supposed to be broadcasting live from the from Ocean City Football Field at Cary Stadium on Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 noon. All right. 609-403-0973 is the text board. We'll open it up on the other side. Mike, we're going to talk about Bellotti. You got a story about Bellotti?
I got a story about him that I just saw. I don't know if everybody caught it. You guys didn't. So when he was 18 years old, living in Clearwater, he was a top prospect for Tampa Bay.
Right.
He was in a bad car accident, real bad.
Right.
To the point where he wasn't drunk driving or anything. He was just going too fast on wet roads.
Right.
He ended up killing a father, and the son who was in the car was critically injured.
Really?
Spent a year in jail. You know why he spent a year in jail?
No. Vehicular homicide.
Because the wife of the dead husband pleaded with the judge to spare him. They met for the first time after 13 years just the other day.
Wow.
13 years, they finally met.
That's hard on both.
Yeah.
On both.
I mean, imagine how your life.
There's no alcohol.
Your life
involved,
can
right?
change. No alcohol. But my point is how your life can change overnight. If she doesn't plead for him,
right,
he could have done years, 4 or 5 years, whatever, and never played baseball again.
Yeah, his career would be over.
Right.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow, that's a story right there.
Big sacrifice from the lady as well.
Yeah.
All right, first hour is in the books. Hour 2, Eagles football. We'll talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll be joined with former defensive coordinator Paul Guenther on the other side. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Today, Major League Baseball's Little League Classic returns.
Beauty of this event, every person in the stands is a kid. That's what Williamsport is all about.
This is everything it's cracked up to be.
The Phillies and Nationals at the Little League Classic from historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
It brings out your inner 12-year-old. I mean, we've all got it.
Coverage begins today at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
Summertime, baseball and golf season are in full swing, plus so much more. BetParx is an official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Plus, the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app follows you to the shore and the mountains. It's all right in the palm of your hand. Odds, bets, slots, and games. All new users bet $10 and get $125 in Sportsbook bonus if your first bet wins. BetParx.com has terms and conditions. New users and winning bets only. Sports bonus bet must be wagered once. See website for details. Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. The fun never stops at Parks Casino. Enjoy the best local bands and live entertainment at 360 inside Parks Casino. Friday, August 25th, get up and dance with Coast to Coast. Saturday, August 26th, Smooth Edge Band takes the stage. Plus Joe Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday. Follow on social media or parkscasino.com for complete entertainment schedule, including national headliners coming to the Excite Center. Parks Casino. This is how you win.
This is how you win.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles,
Touchdown!
Sixers, and Flyers.
Oh, big save by Carter Hart.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live right here at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, and producer Danny Ryan. Remember what a couple weeks ago I called
Danny Greene.
Danny Greene. We were talking basketball, and I called him Danny Greene.
Yeah, and we just had gotten off, or we're about to go on the mound with Tommy Greene, so you mixed the two. Danny Greene, baby.
All right, you guys during the break, and I thought this is pretty cool because I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. The quarterback show on Netflix, and then the Johnny Manziel special. Or
Yeah.
what's it called?
So there was the quarterback show that highlighted Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, and Marcus Mariota. And then there's Untold, which honestly is a great series. They just released one on the steroid era in baseball, which I'm going to watch. But untold story of Johnny Football, and essentially went through his entire career at A&M and then the 1 year he spent in the NFL. And there was a lot of untold stories in that one, let me tell you.
So great.
Well, I mean, Johnny Manziel was a whole scheme that he came from wealth.
Yeah,
It was a sham.
Yeah, and that's all started with his best friend from high school, who ended up being his manager
or
or agent without anybody knowing it. And then they told about how much money Texas A&M made from him, like millions of dollars. Yeah. They redid the whole stadium because of him and stuff.
Off his name,
and everything that they were selling, his shirts and everything.
The NIL, name, likeness.
Oh, he would have made so much money if they had
name, image, and likeness.
Image, and likeness is the reason why that came about, because players like Manziel and other guys, I'm sure, took advantage of the situation. But if a school is going to make that much money off the back of a player, the player should be cut in.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I was so
frustrated. But I'm not in favor of the way things are being run with the transfer portal and
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I know.
To not make money off of any of your likeness, if you're sweeping college football, you're the number one name like Manziel was. To be honest with you, I don't blame him for signing autographs under the table and them crediting it to oil money. I mean, what are you going to do? Make $0 when you're literally being talked about on every single sports channel? Get out of here. Come on.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to chime in, participate in the show, we'll read your text on the air. 609-403-0973. Also in the quarterback show, Marcus Mariota was in there, and
you see a lot of behind. You're going to like it because you see a lot of behind the scenes, off the field stuff that's going on. Whether it's with his family, his wife, just how he.
But
relaxes.
the knock on him, Marcus Mariota, is the fact that he's not
he's very
driven.
Laid back.
He's too laid back.
Very laid back.
And I wonder if that's he was quoted as saying, they asked him about his play so far, and his quote was sloppy, with no emotion. It was just like sloppy. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that could be his culture too. I mean, how he grew
Well,
up
he's from
in
Hawaii,
Hawaii
right? Yeah.
and stuff. But was really neat.
By the way, how about the Hawaii thing? The
Maui.
Maui.
Prayers out to
Prayers
Maui.
out
It's
to
terrible.
Maui, man. I mean,
Bad shape.
I can't imagine. Like the whole city was burnt to the ground. And everything you own is in a fire or
There's still
flood or
1,000+ uncovered.
Yeah.
They don't even
1,300 people. Are
Yeah.
still,
Can't find.
and guess what?
Prayers
Those
go out to them,
1,300
man.
people, unfortunately, are gone. Because if you're one of those 1,300 people, by now you would have called someone and say, "Hey,
Exactly.
I know I'm missing, but I'm okay. I
Right,
got out."
right.
They're not hearing from anybody.
You know, people were
So
jumping into the
devastating.
water to get away from the fire.
That's what I was going to say. Imagine living in Ocean City, a small little
And
town,
you have to go to the ocean to get
and
save
everything's
yourself.
on fire, and you're jumping in the ocean to survive.
Right.
It just can't imagine.
So let's send our prayers and sympathies with the people out there in Maui, man. It's such a beautiful. So my whole
Imagine-
family's been to Hawaii. Have you been to Hawaii?
No, but imagine like weddings coming up. You're supposed to go
Oh,
there in
yeah.
September,
You just-
October, November.
You never realize how good you have
Everything
it until you
changes.
do.
Right. I mean, but
It's
people
terrible.
lost everything they own.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw one guy walking. He just had the clothes on his back and the car.
Everything they
And
own.
because they he went somewhere.
Everything they own, and some people, everyone they love.
What's more like? Papers can be replaced. I think pictures, memories are the things that
Pictures are
right. You
big.
can't replace them.
The memories for sure.
The
You know,
memories are the things that get me. I mean, clothes can be replaced. If money
Yeah.
gets burnt,
Yeah.
or whatever,
Cars,
jewelry,
anything,
cars,
anything.
anything like tangible like that, like, but picture, well, not
Yeah.
tangible, it's tangible.
A picture or a
but I mean,
special jacket. Like I got a
yeah.
jacket that my dad always
Right.
wore. You know, that I'm always just going to keep it. That reminds me of him. Stuff like that.
Devastating.
But you know what's happening? We live in a world where everybody tries to make money on somebody.
Yeah.
You got people actually calling and they're in person. You have property that just got burned down in Maui.
Right.
They're like pennies on the dollar. I'll buy it for you right now. You need cash? I'll buy your land right now.
Are they doing that?
Yeah, it's so
seagulls
bad.
around food,
It's so bad.
right?
Yeah,
Seagulls
it's
around
exactly
food.
what it is. Now
It's
that
devastating,
the
man.
little city is getting involved because it's so big, they're saying we're going to buy the property. Now you got government getting involved,
Right.
saying, well, what's going to happen then when they buy it? They're going to say, hey, we got to try to save these people.
there's got to be a solution to these wildfires too. I mean, whether they occur naturally or they're man created from an accident.
It showed on this one. It actually came out on Maui. Someone's backyard. You can see a strike.
Oh, it was.
They had it. They had it
lightning
on
strike?
CNN.
It was a lightning strike.
gosh.
Well, they think so because that was the first set of fires, and then it just spread. But no sirens ever went off.
And how do you prevent that?
Did you
though?
hear what happened just
Well, the
yesterday?
tsunami
No.
sirens.
He retired.
The guy retired.
He retired because in the press conference when they said why didn't you, he said they're only used for
tsunami.
And the one guy said, "Doesn't this look like?" He just came through. Like he wasn't joking about it.
No,
He was
right.
like, why didn't they go off? Yesterday he retired.
So Marcus Mariota's from. Maybe he's just so laid back that. We talked yesterday on the program that could be just him getting used to.
Yeah,
the new,
Philly.
the new, the new
Whole new system,
the new system, the new offense.
As much as I'd like Tanner McKee and how he's playing, I'm not as worried about Marcus Mariota as I might sound because he's an NFL quarterback. He's a 9-year veteran. He's going to figure it out. And like Mike said earlier in the show, he's playing with second stringers, third stringers.
He's got 34 career wins as a starter and 40 losses. He's never really
been on a good
reached
team either.
Well, he was with Tennessee.
Yeah, they had DeMarco Murray. They had
Yeah,
Derrick
yeah.
Henry before he popped off a little bit. I mean, A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
The team was – the
They had
offense
they
was
had
good.
they had
Let's say the offense
right,
was
the
good.
offense was good.
Yeah.
So do you think there's I don't think there's a controversy. We have a clip from Sirianni. Let's hear what he had to say.
That's it.
So, I mean, that's it.
He's the right guy for our offense too. Don't ever forget that.
Right,
The
'cause he can
offense we
run.
run is set for him.
That's
Right.
why they signed him.
Right.
Exactly. That's why
I
they
think
signed him.
look. I'm not ready to jump ship on him. I think it's still a great signing. What's he making $5 million a year?
Yep.
As the
Around that.
backup, and I think it's a good signing because he's more. Look, he's a better fit than Gardner Minshew. Minshew couldn't run.
No doubt.
Jalen Hurts.
I think he's a great fit.
Yeah,
Great
1
fit.
year, $5 million with $33,800,000 guaranteed.
You want to hear the best thing about him on game day? You know who knows the offense just as good as he does?
Jalen Hurts.
No.
Who?
His wife.
His wife.
Really?
Remember the show?
Yeah.
She goes, they do Every week she goes over every play and says the play and he's got to repeat what it is.
Yeah, I do remember
Listen,
that actually.
for those
I forgot
people,
about that.
Unbelievable.
Those people out there that think football players are dopes or like
Every day.
You know
she's
how
drilling
thick their playbooks are, right?
Yeah, no matter how
I
much
mean,
passion or drive you have, it's still one of the, if not the hardest
you
job
have
at all
to.
of sports.
You have to. I told my nephew's playing. Cody Schweim is playing for the Ocean City football team. It's the first time he's ever had pads on, and he's never been in a huddle, so he's not familiar or acclimated to hearing plays called. I said one thing a coach does not like, they can't stand it. If you don't know the plays, you're not going to.
Wasting your time.
You're wasting my time. Know the plays so that when you get your opportunity to get in there, you know the play.
And the calls. The joke is when these quarterbacks do a call, sometimes it's like 30 seconds long.
Right.
Yeah, you know from being a quarterback back then. I'm sure you had calls, but it's just wild. And every call is different.
I think these offenses are over sophisticated.
Well, at the same time, too, the defenses are just continuing to improve the game plans are getting vastly more different. So you have to almost call 5 or 6 fake plays before you actually get your real one off somewhere in there so you fool the defense. So I think you're right a little bit, but you have to consider that.
One last thing on the Netflix show with the quarterbacks. Out of the 3 that they promote, I didn't really know much about Kirk Cousins. You hear from the media, he's good, but blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. When you watch his show, you're going to come off liking Kirk Cousins.
You'll be a Kirk Cousins fan?
Yeah. You're going to
I
like him.
won't.
Hey, no matter the primetime success or failure, you can look at it like the thing that really got it for me.
Don't spoil for it. I want him to still be my enemy, man. I'm not,
Oh, come on. The thing that really got it for me and really it brought the newfound respect for Kirk Cousins was him nursing these injuries and playing through them without a doubt, not even a thought to sit down.
You have no idea the pain. Laying on the field, he gets hit. They have him mic'd up. You hear him going, oh, you hear a lineman come up. You going to be all right, Kirk? Just give me a second.
Well, look, when a quarterback is getting ready to throw the ball, he's vulnerable. He's open.
His ribs.
He
goes after.
You got a 320-pound guy coming at you full on.
He goes after a Sunday game. I start feeling myself a little bit ready to play Friday afternoon, Saturday morning. That's a day before the next game. All week, I'm in pain.
So Miles, let's turn to the linebackers because you just broke some news.
Yeah, earlier in the show
that Miles Jack is retiring.
Yes, Miles Jack has officially retired. So now it's between Moreau, Ellis, and Cunningham to play alongside Nakobe Dean.
So Nakobe Dean, he is a starter, yet he played Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean he's going to be the starter.
He's
at least one of them. You know, like if they want to put Zach Cunningham.
I guess they need to see more of him. Why would Sirianni play Nakobe Dean
last year?
Well, at the same time, too.
Well, yeah, but he's a starter. You're resting all your starters. He's a starter, right?
Well, the one thing is, too.
Or is he not? Maybe the jury's still out, right?
No, he's going to be the starter. You took him in the 3rd round. He was supposed to be a first-round talent.
Then why is he playing in the preseason?
Just get some snaps.
Yeah. I mean, it's as simple as that, honestly. I mean, why is DeAndre Swift playing in the preseason?
Yeah,
to get some
just
snaps.
Get some snaps.
We just lost McPherson.
Yeah,
and
he actually was
waived.
waived.
Listen, Nolan Smith played really well.
Can you imagine if Dean and Smith are starters?
That's amazing.
2 from Georgia.
Two from Georgia, rookies.
But I think Cunningham.
Jalen Carter.
I think Cunningham's going to be the other guy.
Do you think? Well, we could possibly have 3 rookies starting in the defense.
I mean, if not starting, they're at least going to be good rotational players.
Remember, Hassan Reddick broke his thumb, and they'll say he's ready. He'll be ready for game 1.
Yeah, he
but
got surgery.
He's still coming off surgery.
When the defense came out on the field for the first time, when I was watching the game from home, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
But the camera had the defensive linemen coming on the field for the same time.
Right.
It looked like they were all 200 pounds. And then you had Carter coming on at 3+. He looked so much bigger.
He looked so
than
electric.
Everybody else. It was unbelievable.
Carlin, tell Danny when we went to the where did we go?
We were at the
Maxwell Award.
Maxwell Award at Harris.
Carlin and I stood next to Jordan Davis.
Well, we saw him coming.
We saw him walking from
we could feel.
It was like it was like you felt like the whole earth was shaking.
He came around the corner, and we were like, "What's that noise?" And when he came around the corner, from
big smile on his
30
face,
yard big smile, and it was like, "Oh my God!"
Well, have you ever seen the picture of Jordan Davis next to Jalen Carter? Jalen Carter looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, he looks small.
It's crazy.
This Jordan, right, Carlin?
He was huge.
This is no exaggeration. The man is huge.
Yeah. And I'm saying to Billy when we walk by, he don't even have the pads on. He is with the pads.
I'll never. And I know we're up against the break here. Real quick, I'll never forget walking in the LAX airport, Los Angeles airport, and here comes Shaq. And when I stood next to him, I was like, he was like Andre the Giant. I mean, he was He's
I've been with Shaq
huge.
many
On that
times.
note, too, you ever seen him next to Yao Ming? He's miniature next to Yao Ming.
Well, I mean, yeah, but his girth, like he's thick, he's solid, and he's huge.
Yeah.
But Yao Ming's a lot taller, obviously. He's 7'6",
Yep,
right? Something like that.
7'6". I wouldn't be surprised if he's 7'7".
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Hey, are you looking to buy, sell, or rent at the shore? Call John McCann, broker owner of McCann Realtors in Sea City. Put his 38 years of experience to work for you as a real estate broker and certified general real estate appraiser. John has the knowledge, integrity, expertise, and dedication you want and need. Give them a call at 609-263-7422 or visit McCannRealtors.com. Stop by to the office at 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea City. Meet John and discover the McCann difference. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more Eagles talk right here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, and producer Danny Ryan.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles close out the 2023 preseason Thursday night, hosting the Indianapolis Colts at the Link. Eagles Radio Network coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action, starting at 8 p.m. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Men and Philly Men magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. Mobile Made Free event is happening.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Offer ends 9/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments. New 50 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service.
At the Home Depot, we know pros want to be ready for whatever the job site has in store. That's why the Home Depot app is made for pros who don't miss a beat. so you can power your jobs with rentals to get the tools, trucks, and equipment you need fast. And Pro Extra benefits to keep your business growing. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan. Of course, you can go to our website, my website, thelockerroombilleschwein.com. Scroll down and you can check us out. Get the YouTube channel up there. You can see us. We're on YouTube, streaming live on YouTube. I had a couple of friends of mine, Carlin, said they actually have us up on the TV screen, like enlarged. So they're not on their computer; they're watching us on their TV.
That's what my parents do every week.
My kids are. Yeah, my kids
every
watch
week,
on TV.
baby.
That's pretty funny. We also have a photo tab. We have articles are up there. Mike Doktorovitz has been posting some great articles. He's our columnist. Just graduated from Rowan.
No props.
The Facebook is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a great job.
And Andrew Leeds has done a great job with the website.
Where is that kid today, by the way?
The Locker Room Youth Movement.
Yeah, we don't have the youth movement in full today.
Our schedule's going to change here during the football season. Carl's going to be with me on Sundays. Dave Klemick, former Kansas City Chief wide receiver, is going to be with us on Saturdays. I look forward to that.
Talk
Throughout
some
the
good
football
football
season.
with him. He can talk college and pros with him.
Yeah, and so being at the game was pretty cool. The crowd is different. You got a lot of younger kids.
You know what? You have
Because you don't want to take.
You have a lot of people there that aren't going to be there when it's regular season.
Nah.
These are the tickets. Oh, you want to go to the game? Go ahead. You can go to my preseason game.
Yeah, I had to give up my tickets. Are so expensive that I couldn't. I can't
Unfortunately.
afford. Unfortunately, I can't afford to continue.
So you were talking.
I got
about,
priced out, Carlin.
You were talking about different players, and when I was watching play,
The guy's he's like a missile. He's like playing with his hair on
that's the
fire.
exact good word. It's like he takes off. I'm afraid about we're going to get penalties from him because when he takes off like a missile, and God forbid if it's head to head, we're going to get a lot of personal foul. But he plays up. Remember Hopkins was playing like that.
Yeah.
Hopkins would when he hits you, you knew you
They're
got
saying
hit.
he's a combination of Brian Dawkins and Palomalo.
I love him. I just think
To that point, by the way, Carlin, did you see that penalty on Steelers, I believe, linebacker Quan Alexander yesterday?
I heard about it. But
essentially, people were like, put the flags on him already. Let's get flag football going if you're calling this a penalty. It was a tackle, and I guess their argument was he was defenseless, but it was a running, it didn't make any sense.
It was just like when the quarterback was running in the Eagles game, and he slid at the very last second.
Right.
I mean, how could you're looking like you're going to run? I'm in the air already to tackle
It's
you.
momentum.
Because
You can't stop
slide.
momentum.
That's my fault. That's hard.
Also, this Eli Ricks, what's his first name? Eli Ricks, I believe it is, the cornerback.
Yes.
He's got some size. He's a big kid. He's got athleticism, but he's made a couple bad plays. Now I know McPherson is now out, so that's going to increase his chance.
They were picking on him.
He's on the bubble. Yeah, he's on the bubble.
Elias Ricks.
Yes.
Yes.
He's what, LSU guy or at Alabama?
He actually went to both. Yep.
Is that
that's
SEC? Yeah, it's SEC.
That's your Carlin. Is that
Every
your
player at SEC?
So you started when we started having you in the show. You were a big Big Ten guy, and now you're an SEC guy.
I am though. I know I'm turning red. But I'm a Penn State fan, but if I have to pick one over, like who's better, the SEC's number one. Look at every team. Every team is drafting from SEC.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Why wouldn't you?
They're coming
It is
out
the
of
best
Florida.
conference,
They're coming
right.
out of Kentucky to Arizona. We just know about the guys that we're grabbing. We're lucky to grab from Georgia. But if it's Georgia and Alabama, why wouldn't you take them?
Another player that we're looking at is it Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgensen? Who's going to get that?
Cam Jurgens, yes.
Cam Jurgens.
I got him as a starter.
Yeah, he's probably going to play a little bit at guard.
Yeah, right guard.
Yeah, he's obviously was drafted to be a center because he's undersized. He's smaller than Jason Kelsey, but they're going to have to put him at guard this year and hope it works out.
Remember going into the season last year, the big question was Jalen Hurts. That question has been answered.
Not when I asked him.
And I think he's going to be better this year than last year. And he had a phenomenal year last year.
He did.
But this is the second year with
more relaxed,
more with the same offense. Obviously the coordinator's different, but it's something that he's worked with his whole life, right, from high school.
Yeah, second year with A.J. Brown as well,
Right,
so same weapons.
Devontae Smith.
Now he's got a better running back room
Dallas
depth-wise.
Goedert is supposed to be having a phenomenal camp.
It's going to be so hard to try and get these guys targets with how many talented receivers there are there. I mean, Quez Watkins, honestly, he should be getting targets too, but he's wide receiver 3. He's going to take the back seat.
Who are going to be the backs? You're going to have Gainwell, Scott.
That's the big question.
Are they in definitely?
No,
I think so.
I have Scott, Penny, Gainwell, and
Swift.
Swift. I meant Swift.
Swift, Penny,
Gainwell, Scott.
So Sermon
he's probably going to get the boot.
He's on the bubble. He fumbles,
but he
right?
had a 33-yard run.
But then he has a nice, and he made people miss.
They get rid of him, he'll get picked up.
He'll get picked up.
He will.
He's going to play in the leg.
He will. He'll get it. Honestly, he's not even just going to be a practice squad back. He's going to be an active roster back if he gets dropped. Because he, like you said, he looks shifty.
Someone's going to grab
He's
him.
a talented back. He would probably 9 out of 10 times have a spot on this roster if they didn't have 5 running backs already.
Did you see Jalen Hurts console him on the sidelines?
I did not.
I saw it later. I thought what that showed me is that Jalen Hurts now is, I know he's a great leader and the players love him and they look up to him. But when you see him pull a player aside, like he's in his clothes, he wasn't in his uniform, pulled him aside and was talking to him, and the player was truly invested in what he said, listening to what he was saying with a serious face. To me, that's great when you have a quarterback that is well respected.
So
they trust him. They'll follow him through fire.
He's such a leader too, and we've talked about this, that on this show before, just how really wise he is beyond his years. And when you establish that early on, when you're a quarterback and you come in and your first year starting and you already have that mentality, that's huge. You're not worried about messing up. You're going to do good.
Right. So they had Brandon Graham on 101 during the game from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And he was taught, what he said, what was great is that the fire that he sees in the team. He goes, just because we made it to the Super Bowl, it's not like we let down or we know, like we're listening to the media and this and that. He goes, this team's on fire, and everybody that was there wants to get back. And the players that weren't there that are new, they're hearing about it, saying, I want a piece of that action.
Yeah, I want to taste.
Right. They're hungry. How about, remember this time last year, we were kind of everybody was kind of like, I don't want to say making fun of Sirianni's analogies about competing,
fertilizing
like
the flowers.
Fertilizing the flower.
Remember all that?
Coach, yeah. Right? The fertilizing the flower. He'd make all these analogies. Being competitive, whether you're playing chess, checkers, or playing one-on-one in basketball. He always had that competition thing pushing. We're not hearing much of that this year.
Guess what, Billy? You know why? Because those flowers were fertilized and they grew.
They're blooming.
Yeah, they're blooming.
They're in full bloom.
Right in front of our eyes.
They got bees buzzing around it, those flowers.
Yeah. They're full sunflowers now. They're fully grown.
No, but I mean, just look at how different this year has been just from the very beginning of it. I mean, because the Phillies are still in the mix of the wild card, in the driver's seat to the wild card right now. It's late August. We're still talking Phillies baseball, and I think people have an expectation that the Eagles are going to be really good because anybody I've ever talked to
through the season.
Right, the over and under for the wins is 11.5.
Yeah.
And everybody I talked to said, they're going to get 11, 12, 13 wins this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher this year, especially because the schedule is tougher for them. Plus, the Giants are going to take a step forward. They added a big weapon in Darren Waller. Cowboys are still going to be competitive. So
that's who I'm scared about.
Yeah,
I really am.
I feel like we're scared about them every year, though. And
I'm
like
waiting
the Mets.
for 1 year to just break out.
Yeah, that's true because when's it going to happen? And now they have Tony Pollard as the main back. It's not going to be Zeke and his clunky running back style. So
I'll tell you another team in both of them in our division, our conference. Watch out for Atlanta. Because of their conference, the division that they're in. Well, I'm telling you guys, mark it down.
Desmond Ridder.
Mark it down that I said it today. Atlanta, and watch out for Seattle. And we play Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. I think
Seattle's going to be tough.
Let's just look at the first 4 games because I think this team can
all wins.
I think they can get off to a 4-0 start.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
First loss is the Chargers.
They got New England obviously opening up, and that's a 4:25 start up in New England.
That's a win.
Tom Brady night.
I mean, it's in New England, so it's going to be tougher, but I think that's a win. You're not going to lose to Mac Jones.
Then we got the Vikings home Thursday night.
You saw what they did to them last year at home.
Yeah, but the Vikings are always a tough team. And even though we pretty much Kirk Cousins, there's your boy.
Listen, he's a good guy. He's a competitor.
So is that
I love his
a
mentality.
win? Is that a Thursday night win?
If you got weaker at cornerback,
First
if your
home
defense
game,
got worse, maybe not.
First home game, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
At Tampa Bay, that's a win.
It's a win.
They're going to be starting Baker Mayfield.
Right,
That's
Baker
a win.
Mayfield, that's
or
a win.
Kyle Trask.
And then Kyle Trask.
I mean, come on.
And then the Washington Commanders
win
Sunday, October 1st. They're the first 4 games.
Let me tell you something, though. That Commanders matchup, you say that's home or away?
That's a home game.
That's home, so we're going to have an advantage there. But do not sleep on that Sam Howell kid. Out of those 4 teams you just listed, I have the most confidence in the Commanders to try and probably beat the Eagles. Because I don't know if you remember the game last year with the Cowboys. He tore them apart.
Yeah, sure, I know he did.
It was his only start, and he absolutely looked like an NFL vet. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Then the schedule gets a little bit more difficult, even though the Rams aren't as good as they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you always got to watch them, and that's in Los Angeles.
Good coach, good quarterback
To win.
still.
Right?
To win.
Then you got at the Jets, you got Aaron Rodgers.
I think so that's 6 games in, right?
Yeah.
I think we exit that week with a loss to the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And we exit that week at 4-2. All right. I believe that's what
I think they need to go 5-1 because after that, we'll get into that. The schedule gets really tough. All right.
Yeah.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. What a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Stanton Insurance Group, SIG Protection. Don't get burned this summer. Choose Stanton Insurance Group for better coverage than your sunscreen. Protected families, homes, automobiles, businesses in New Jersey and PA for over 25 years. Stanton helps you select the right insurance company for the best combination of protection and service at a competitive rate. Get the insurance coverage you need today. Visit sigprotection.com for a quote. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Paul Guenther. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Check us out Monday live at the Gallery Bar, booking games at Ocean Casino Resort. We're taking a look back at the Phillies weekend against the Nationals, ahead to the Eagles and the Colts, the final preseason matchup, the latest on the James Harden saga, and more. That's all coming up Monday live at Ocean Casino's Gallery Bar, booking games.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Summers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Summers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both The Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Ocean Casino Resort is the ultimate fantasy draft party spot. Go for the bragging rights this fantasy football season and plan your draft party at Top Golf. Each party receives a dedicated VIP draft space or private bay at Top Golf for up to 4 hours, an ocean draft board, swag bag, championship trophy, and more. Your fantasy football season starts here at Ocean Casino Resort. For more details, visit theoceanac.com. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. Let's go! Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, more of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, my producer Danny Ryan is in here pushing the buttons. And our next guest, no stranger to a football field. He's now volunteering his time coaching the Ocean City football team. I saw him in the practice field a couple days.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, he's a longtime defensive coordinator for the Vikings and Cincinnati. Let's go to the Toms River Auto Group Sports Hotline and welcome to the locker room a good friend of ours, Paul Guenther. Good morning, Coach.
Morning. Looking to talk some football.
Yeah, man. So I ride my bike on the boardwalk a couple of days a week, and every time I stop by practice, there you are in the field. You seem to be the one that's taking charge out there, Paul.
I wouldn't say all that. I just my son's on the team over there and taking the year off so I can watch him play, and until he goes to college next year, it's my last chance to watch one of my kids play high school ball, and I'm just over here volunteering my time, helping out with techniques and fundamentals.
I got to tell you, we're going to start off with, we're going to keep it to high school because next week, the Battle at the Beach Football Classic, and I'm telling you, man, some of the teams that are going to be here in town next week, it's incredible. Starting off Friday morning at 10 a.m., Washington Township versus Mainland. The 1 o'clock game is Hamilton versus St. John Vaney. Millville and Toms River North.
They're 2 top teams in our state.
In the state.
2 top 10 right there.
At 4 p.m. and then Ocean City Pleasantville at 7 p.m. What a lineup, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a cool thing. I mean, for teams to come to a town like Ocean City, and it's a really cool thing having 4 games each of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think that the main ticket games on Saturday night were St. Joe's and Philly. They've been a good program for a long time. It's playing IMG coming up from Florida. And ironically, my oldest son went to IMG as a golfer, and I've been down there quite a few times, and they are a powerhouse. So pretty cool thing. I think ESPN's coming out for that one. And,
ESPN 2.
Yeah, ESPN 2. And so if you love high school football, there's not a better place to be next weekend.
I was when I played college football at a little school in North Carolina called Lee's McRae College. After when I moved to Fort Lauderdale, I became a coach at St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale. And when I was the freshman quarterback coach, you know who played for St. Thomas that year? He was on the team, but I didn't even know it. Michael Irvin.
No kidding.
I never even saw him.
We had a guy named Geno Atkins in Cincinnati who was a St. Thomas Aquinas guy, like 7-time Pro Bowler. And Giovanni Bernard was one of our running backs. We had 2 St. Thomas Aquinas guys on those Bengals teams when I was there a few years back.
Hey, Paul, it's Michael. I got a quick question for you. When you're helping out with Ocean City, do you have to square down your is it mostly fundamentals, or can you, like some of the schemes that you actually did in the NFL, can you try to incorporate it in the high school, or is it just too much for them?
No, you gotta have realistic expectations, what the kids can handle, concept wise. Really you're looking for tackling, ball handling, whatever it is, catching the football, running the right route, the right depth. the quarterback making the right reads, whether we're reading a safety or a linebacker or a corner, and just make sure the game slows down for them. Because, we're in high school, we've all been there. And if you played football, sometimes the light comes on right away, and sometimes it comes on in your senior year or your freshman year of college. So we're just trying to find the lights for everybody to get, just to make it simple for them. But football, you just X's and O's wise, you got to kind of pare it back a little bit and have expectations of what the kids can really handle.
Gotcha. When I was talking to you the other day, it sounds like you're everywhere watching these practices with the NFL. When you hear everybody talking about these joint practices that the normal person doesn't see, and then they have a preseason game with that same team, you hear that so much gets done during the joint practices that doesn't get done during the games. Explain to me and the listening audience, is this run so controlled where the defense will say, the offense will say to the defense, hey, we want to work on 3rd and 8. We want to work on 3rd and 2. Or is it really almost like a game?
No, it's controlled. I mean, the coaching staffs, obviously in the NFL, it's a very tight-knit community, players, coaches alike. So when a team comes in and they practice against each other, there's usually 2 days. The first day may be, hey, we're going to do a run period with some boots and nakeds, play action passes, and then we're going to have 15 plays of that, and we're going to put our ones against your ones for 5, our 2s against your 2s for 5, and our 3s against your 3s for 5. So the good players are going against the good players. You certainly don't want a guy, maybe your starting quarterback out there, when you have like a third-team guy has probably a long shot to make a team, and he's trying to be a hero, and he rolls into the back of your quarterback's knees. So that's very well scripted how we do those things. And then after that, you may do a special teams where you do a punt cover drill where the gunners run down versus the corners of the vice that are trying to block them. So it's special teams. You can get to evaluate those things. And then you'll have a pass skill and then some kind of a team period, whether it be red zone, 3rd down, and those type of things. And then, if you're doing a pass skill, the offensive defensive line are doing, pass rush against pass protection. So it's very well orchestrated. The guys understand that, hey, we're practicing, we're trying to keep everybody off the ground. And typically what happens is if you do a 3rd day of it, that's when guys start finishing people to the ground. Guys get a little bit testy and fights start to happen.
Yeah, and that was my next question to you is like, how physical do these practices get, joint practices get? Because like you said, when you're fighting for a position, you want to be noticed. You're going to give it a little extra juice to make, to stick out, to stand out.
Yeah, that's why we put that's why I think the most important thing is not so much what you do, because it's all going to be relative to your normal practice. It's who you're putting against each other, because a lot of the guys, the 2s and 3s, are trying to make the roster. Not only are they going to get reps and let's just say you're playing on a Friday night and you're practicing against a team Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to play most of the game. You're going to play most of the game on whatever side of the ball you are, and probably a lot on special teams. So it gives everybody plenty of exposure. And everyone, there's 32 GMs out there right now that are just keeping their finger crossed that they don't get anybody hurt in the preseason. Trust me, that makes GMs very nervous, putting a guy out there for an extra series that is going to make your roster already. So this is a good way to control that, and you're getting good work against another team.
Hey, Paul, on that note, Danny Ryan here, the producer. I have a question just about, a guy who got hurt in a preseason game yesterday. The game was called off. Former Jackson State product, 7th-round pick of the Patriots, Isaiah Bolden. He goes down with what seemed to be a head and neck injury, rushed to the hospital, and that's obviously not the part of the game that anyone wants to see or talk about. But can you take me through if you've ever experienced something like that as far as your defensive unit, a guy on your defensive unit going down with an injury like that, and how really it affects the locker room?
Well, it's just, in like, for instance, yesterday, it's a preseason game. They're not playing for any records or they're just trying to get through the game. I thought that was a great decision to end the game right now. I think it was like 10 minutes left, 10:30 left in the game. There's certainly, I've seen plenty of injuries. I was on the field when Ryan Shazier went down for Pittsburgh on that injury. That was on our field in Cincinnati. And that was just to see a player go down and you're not sure whether he's on your team or another team. Again, it's a really close fraternity in the NFL, and you just never want to see a guy go down, but it definitely affects the mood of the game. Particularly the next couple series, guys are kind of dipping their toe in the water, and you just, that's when really you get hurt, when you're slowing things down like that.
Yeah, and luckily they canceled the joint practices against Tennessee this week, so they're just going to play in Foxborough and practice there. But yeah, not a pretty sight to see.
Not what you want to see, no.
Hey, Paul, with the teams that you've seen or heard about so far, is there I don't want to call them a sleeper team, but is there a team that you think people aren't talking enough about that you've seen being on the sidelines or using your connections, talking with people for this couple of year? I mean, other than the Eagles, we'll keep the Eagles to the side.
Yeah, I was impressed. I went down and watched the Ravens and the Commanders practice. I was very impressed with the Ravens. I mean, I think their fronts now, they're a little bit dinged up at the cornerback spot, but I think they're letting Lamar throw the ball a little bit. I thought that their receiving core was very, put together pretty good. So I think they're going to be a team I don't think a lot of teams are talking about. Just trying to think some others. Obviously, everyone's on the Lions bandwagon. They have a deep team, and but you got to play the games. And people ask me about the Eagles all the time, and what do I think how their season's going to be? It's just from year to year, you never can just take for granted that it's going to be that easy because eventually some guys are going to go down, something's going to happen. It's just you can't always start off where you left off from last year and just assume that that's going to happen. That's the worst thing that can happen to a team. So it'd be interesting to see some of these out of the gate.
We're talking with a longtime NFL assistant defensive coordinator Paul Guenther with us. Paul, the Philadelphia Eagles could possibly be starting 3 rookies this year on defense. How much is that? Do coaches like to play rookies? Obviously, if you got somebody that's really talented, but I mean, 3-on-1 defense, is that taking a chance? Know what I mean?
It is. My first year in the coaching, an athletic director came in and told me one time, he goes, as many freshmen as you start is the many games you're going to lose. And he just said,
oh, really?
And it made sense to me. But no, you just want to get the young guys. If he's going to start for you, you got to put him. You got to put him in the briar patch as many times as he can get, as much experience and things that he can see, whether it be from a route concept or a run play, whatever it is, and just keep repping it and try to keep it as simple as possible for him so he can play fast.
Hey, Paul, Danny Ryan again. I'm sorry. Would you want to add something else?
No, I think the Eagles have, I think they have the best roster in the league. So if they can stay up and get those rookies playing at a high level, they're not giving up big plays, and I think they're going to have a tremendous season.
Well, speaking of the Eagles, obviously they're going to have to go through a tougher schedule this year. What team in the NFC do you think is going to be the hardest competition for the Eagles? I mean, Cole from LBI chimed in and said Seattle will be good this year. They should have a better defense and O-line with 3 wide receiver weapons and 2 running back weapons. What do you think?
I still think the 49ers are tough. I mean, I think, again, just playing against them from a defensive standpoint, I think Kyle Shanahan does a tremendous job in the running game, how he moves so his pieces around. Their line gets off the ball. Obviously last year in the playoff game, the quarterback got hurt and, guy went in there with not a lot of experience. But I think I can easily say the 49ers are probably the next best.
Yeah, I would have to agree, and I think most people do. All right, Paul, we hope to see you on the field next week in Ocean City at the Battle of the Beach Football Classic. Stop by. We're going to be out there broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday. And then, of course, during the regular season, football season this year, you'll be joining us for our Sunday broadcast. Paul, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, fellas, take it easy. Have a good day.
There he is, Paul Guenther. So how about that? I mean, as many freshmen as you can start is how many games.
That.
That's something I haven't heard.
Yeah, that's a great
But
statement.
you're putting a lot of responsibility on possibly three starters on defense.
Okay, so you're talking Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter,
and Nakobe Dean. Well, Nakobe Dean's not a rookie.
Yeah, but he's going to be getting his first real game action.
Right.
He only had half a game against Tennessee.
Exactly. He never.
But you come back to guys that played in national championship games. The spotlights, even though it's an NFL, the spotlight's not going to overwhelm them.
Well, the spotlight won't, but the speed of the game will. The size of we talked about this. They brought in Zach Cunningham. They brought in Miles Jack. We know that Miles Jack now just retired. Why did they bring them in? I mean, obviously for depth purposes, but did they maybe see something in a Kobe Dean? Remember, you're going to get 320-pound linemen coming at you. You didn't have that. He maybe saw that in the SEC a couple times, not as like every week.
Week after week.
Right, you're going to see in the NFL.
We have to consider this as well. Dean was suffering from an ankle injury at the time they brought him in. So if you think about it, they see him with an ankle injury, not even, before the season has even started, and they say, all right, well, he goes down. What do we have in the linebacker room? Yeah. Nothing. We need to bring in some veterans.
Right. No, I hear that, but it just
that's why Rossman is who he is.
Roseman. I can tell you're from Philly, man. Philadelphia people have a stigma that they can't get names right. You know that, right?
No.
Eagles, right?
Eagles.
I think that runs into South Jersey a little bit too, because my mom has a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah.
I can't get names right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see, and they got the Colts. The Colts have 2 joint practices, and then they're playing a preseason game, the final one on Thursday night.
Yeah, Shane Steichen revenge game.
Yeah, well, that's going to be pretty interesting. Just like that picture of on social media of the quarterback who played for us, Wentz.
Carson
Wentz.
Yes.
He had the Eagles helmet.
Yes, Eagles helmet.
The Reds Commanders jersey, and he had the Colts shorts
in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
He's ready. But the phone's not ringing, but he's ready.
He's ready.
Yeah, before we go to break, do you think he gets an NFL roster or on an NFL
I
roster?
think someone's going to get hurt.
Someone's
Someone's going to go down, and they're going to need him.
All right. We'll see.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquor.com. Give them a call at 609. Liquor store in Jersey. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. And I want to remind people that our interview with Paul Guenther was on the Toms River Auto Group Sports Hotline. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today, Major League Baseball's Little League Classic returns.
Beauty of this event, every person in the stands is a kid. That's what Williamsport is all about.
This is everything it's cracked up to be.
The Phillies and Nationals at the Little League Classic from historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
It brings out your inner 12-year-old. I mean, we've all got it.
Coverage begins today at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
My little brother's friends have been camped out at our place for 2 days straight. 3. It's because of the Xfinity 10G network. Internet that can handle a house full of screens at once, with basically no interruptions. And it's only getting faster. When I was their age, internet like this was a pipe dream. You sound like my grandpa. Please go home.
The next generation 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through September 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit internet with unlimited data on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, upgrade to gig and save $20 a month over Verizon. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed. Savings compares Xfinity Gig to Verizon Gig.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, producer Danny Ryan. Hey, you a big Bruce guy? What happened to Bruce Springsteen, man? Canceled two concerts?
Are you talking to him? Because I'm not.
You're George Thorogood.
George Thorogood's coming to our house, meaning Ocean City, next Monday and Tuesday, back to back. The first show sold out.
Destroyers
sold out so fast. No, Monday and Tuesday night, I'll be in row 3, dead center first night, row 4, dead center second night.
Now, Danny Ryan, you don't know who Sting is?
That was unbelievable.
How do you not? You didn't know who Mr. Ed was either.
Oh, how am I supposed to
know? You
know?
couldn't even name the Peanuts gang.
An old-fashioned
Can
black
you
and
name the Peanuts gang?
No, I can't name the Peanuts gang. You expect me to know an old
like a candy bar or something?
Yeah, you expect me to know an old-fashioned black and white talking horse? Come on, man. Give me a break. What, am I studying up on this stuff? Come on.
Outstanding job today, Danny Ryan.
Thank
great
you very
producer.
much. You as well.
Do a great job. Mike, thanks for being in here as always. Hey, a big week coming up for the Philadelphia Phillies. They're going to play 7 o'clock tonight.
And
we'll be
San Fran.
And San Fran coming up. That's a big week. And of course, keep up with all the Philadelphia Phillies and Eagles news right here with the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, Monday through Friday from 2 to 6. And next week, we'll be broadcasting live for the Battle of the Beach.
Come see us
on Saturday morning. So come down and see us. We'll be there. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday.
Because
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the weather. Go swimming. Have a great time. And we'll see you next Saturday right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
South Jersey business owners.